All right, in this video we're going to talk about factoring by grouping, and so we're going to take a look at 3 examples here. So the first example says 10m squared n minus 25mn plus 6m minus 15. So what we want to do is we want to group these together into 2 different groups. And now what we're going to do is we're going to pull out the greatest common factor from each group. So let's take a look at this first group, 10m squared n minus 25mn. And so we look and we say, okay, 5 can go into both 10 and 25, and that's the largest number that can go in there. And then it looks like we have an m and an n that we share. And so now in parentheses, we're going to put what's left. So 10 divided by 5 is 2, m squared divided by m is m, and then n divided by n is just 1. Minus, so we keep the sign, 25 divided by 5 is 5. And then we have m divided by m is 1, and n divided by n is 1. All right, in this second group, we see that we have a positive 3 that we're going to pull out. So we're left with 2m minus 5. Now here's the thing that differs from other ones, is that we see that we now have a common factor of 2m minus 5. So what we're able to do is we're actually able to pull out that common factor as well of 2m minus 5. And what we're left with is this 5mn plus 3. Now if we were to take and distribute the 2m minus 5 into each one of these, then we would get this step. And then if we took it another step, then we'd go up there. And the other way we could look at it is using the FOIL method or the box method or whatever method you use in order to multiply all of this out. But as for right now, we are breaking it down into its factors, and so that's as simple as we can get it. All right, this next one, we're going to take a look, and again, we'll just group them as we see them, because I see that there's common factors in each. So in the first group, our greatest common factor is a, and we're left with an a minus b. In our second group, I see that there's a 7. Now, I need to determine whether it's a positive or a negative 7. Since we're looking for the same common thing inside our parentheses, we want to have a negative b. So if I look at this negative 7b, if I pull out a positive 7b, that'll keep the negative on the b. So we'll just pull out a positive 7, and then we're left with a negative b plus a. Now we see that a minus b and negative b plus a are actually the same thing. So we're able to pull that out, and I'll just call it a minus b. Just decide what you want to name it. It could be negative b plus a if you wanted to. And then we're left with a plus 7. Again, we could check this with the FOIL method by distributing it back through. I guess I could show you that right here really quickly. So we do our first, which is a squared, our outer, which is a positive 7a, our inner, which is negative ab, and then our last, which is negative 7b. And then we look and we say, okay, we have the a squared in the original, we have a positive 7a in the original, we have a negative ab in the original, and we have a negative 7b in the original. So all of the parts are there, so therefore this is the factored form. This last one that we're going to look at is really just noticing that if we don't have what appears to be a common factor, we're still able to do something with it. So again, we'll just group this by the first 2 and the last 2. In this first set, we have 2a, and we're left with b plus n. Actually, we'll say m, and this should be an m here. Okay, and so we have 2a times b plus m. And then the next one, our greatest common factor, is actually just a negative 1 because no variables are able to be pulled out, and since they both have a understood coefficient of negative 1, we're able to pull that out, and when we divide a negative by a negative, it becomes positive, and so we're left with that. Again, we notice that we have this b plus m that we're able to pull out, and we have what's left, 2a minus 1. Again, if we use the FOIL method, we would come out with what we started with. So if this helped you at all, go ahead and like my video, and you can check out some of my other videos that are also available on my YouTube channel. Thanks for watching.